Welcome, everybody, and we're about to work on Module 2. And so this is the short introductory video, just to explain to you a bit of an overview of what's contained in the workbook. And so I'll just be flipping through the pages on my screen, and you can either print it out or flip through the pages on your screen as well. I will be changing my layout of my preview app to be 2 pages so that you can see um, 2 pages on the screen at once. And the reason is because I designed the workbook so that it could be printed duplex, back-to-back printing, and therefore saving you paper, I suppose. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to open the workbook up, and you'll see in the beginning of the workbook, we have yet again my favorite quote, which is, "Some people have a clear vision of their goals, while others are on an exciting journey to buy the wrong place." And so hopefully in Module 1, we managed to instill upon you the importance of planning and paying attention to your future needs in a property. So this workbook, this module, is really about introducing you, now that you've got a bit of an idea of what's important to you, it's about you going out, and when you're at open homes and when you're reading the listings for sale on realestate.com.au or Domain, or there's a couple of others there, but obviously in Queensland, realestate.com.au is the most popular. This is to help you just to understand some of the terminology, understand some of the background behind sales agents and what their job is. So I'll just take you through the workbook. There's the table of contents at the beginning. And so really we're talking about different architectural styles available in Australia and consequently different home types. So you might have heard the description of something being a Victorian terrace, or it's a villa, or it's a duplex, or so we just need to talk about what those terms are so that you have a comprehension of them. Anybody, good buyer's agent or good buyer, knows what they're talking about when they describe those. External home features and internal home features, just an overview. What does it mean to have an open plan living? What does it mean to... So just really going through that. You'll notice in this workbook, we're making up for Module 1. There's no worksheets. It's just all lessons. So not a content. And then another thing that's really important that a lot of people don't really, they've heard the phrase A-grade home. So I just want to describe to you what an A-grade home is and why. It's a good idea to try and tick as many things off on your list that are some of the factors that contribute towards being an A-grade home. Obviously, in some locations and with some budgets, the objective of an A-grade home isn't possible. However, we should always be striving for the best quality home that we can afford. Having said that, though, some of the homes that you may be purchasing may be part of a strata scheme. So we need to talk about that and what body corporate means. And then there are disclosure statements that come with body corporate, and understanding what that is and making sure you get supplied that information from the sales agent. And then we talk about the sales agents and their selling techniques and why they're all so different. Every time you go to an open home, that sales agent is doing their processes differently. You've got different forms, different procedures. From the last 5 open homes, yet again, another different process. But that's cool. That's what the sales agents do. They find a process that works well with them and with their clients, and that process they develop and they use. So just flicking through this workbook. Here's the architectural styles, bit of a rundown of those. Here's the different types of homes in Australia, typically, and the external features, something just to pay attention to. It's really, this module is all about widening your mind, broadening your knowledge and understanding of the real estate market. Internal home features, and then we go on to talk about A-grade homes and what are the factors that contribute to an A-grade home and the importance of A-grade homes. strata schemes, body corporate, and the body corporate disclosure statement. I'll be creating a separate video on body corporate so that we can really get down to it in the minute detail. And then we go on to real estate agents, their role in the industry and their different selling techniques. And so in Queensland, you'll find that these are the selling techniques that you'll mostly encounter. Obviously, sadly, there are some unethical tactics used by a very small minority of real estate agents who hate their work, don't want to be in the industry, aren't making aren't making enough money, and so they can be tempted to make some poor decisions. Just really just to help you acknowledge that these exist, but the chances of you encountering some of them is very, very slim. Real estate marketing terms. What does it mean to be a renovator's delight? I think that everyone's got a fairly good comprehension of that. But, this is really just, like I said, it's expanding your mind and your understanding of the industry. And so then at the back, we've popped in this bit of a glossary. It's not totally comprehensive. There will always be something that we couldn't think of to put in here. But however, it covers a lot of things. So, just by watching the videos and reading the learning materials, you'll come across a lot of these. My favorite is go back a page. See this one at the bottom of the second page, gazumped. That is a very, very uncomfortable position to be in, is when you've been gazumped. And it's when the seller agrees to your offer, but the contract's not signed. And the next thing you know, you've been speaking with the agent and everything's hunky-dory. He's preparing the contract for you to sign. And the next time you speak to the agent, he or she, the seller's signed a contract with someone else, That's a terrible feeling. There's a lot of those kinds of feelings in this industry. I've heard of it described by some people in the industry as champagne or razor blades. Anyhow, so that's the end of this workbook. Very light on this time, I promise you. No worksheets, just a bit of light reading, to be completely honest. Just introducing you to the industry. The next module will be the exact opposite. The next module is going to be there's a lot of detail in there, a lot of information. It's fun. There's a lot of information in the next module. Nice to see you. Nice to talk to you again, and I will see you in my next video.